Hey there, history buffs, and welcome to my channel. In this series, we bring you the lesser-known stories of history's big names. Today, we're shedding light on the one and only Ramon Magsaysay, the people's president. You might be thinking, why do we need to talk about him again? Isn't he just a textbook president? Well, buckle up because we've got some rare and surprising facts about him that will leave you starry-eyed and maybe even inspire you to be a better citizen. Get ready to see the man behind the monument. Okay, so let's kick things off with a bang. Did you know that Ramon Magsaysay, yes, the president, once upon a time was an automobile mechanic? That's right. He wasn't born with a silver spoon in his mouth. Oh no. Magsaysay was born and raised in a small town in Zambales, Philippines. And when I say small, I mean dirt roads and nipa huts, not the fancy condo type. Talk about humble beginnings. He wanted to be an engineer, so he went to Northwestern University in Illinois, USA, to study mechanical engineering. But alas, his family was as poor as a church mouse, so he had to drop out. But being the go-getter that he was, he didn't let this setback get him down. Oh no. Magsaysay trained to become an automobile mechanic and returned to the Philippines with a new skill set and a dream to make a difference. Talk about resilience. Now let's talk about a fact that will blow your mind. During the Second World War, Magsaysay wasn't just some desk-bound officer. No, sir. He was a badass guerrilla fighter. That's right. He was the leader of the Western Luzon guerrilla forces, and he took on the Japanese forces in a daring display of bravery. His unit was responsible for some of the most daring raids and rescues behind enemy lines. Now that's what I call courage on the battlefield. Magsaysay's wartime experiences weren't just about fighting the enemy. They were also about forging deep connections with his troops and the communities they protected. These experiences shaped his leadership style and commitment to serving the people long after the war had ended. And as a reward for his outstanding service, he was promoted to the rank of captain in the U.S. Army and received several military commendations. Not bad for a former mechanic. Okay, let's fast forward to 1946, when Magsaysay decided to run for president. Now you might be asking, what's so rare about that? Well, here's the twist. He had no political experience whatsoever. But hey, who needs experience when you've got charisma and a plan to shake things up, right? Magsaysay campaigned on a platform of social justice and economic reform, and he won the hearts and minds of the Filipino people. Let us not forget about that iconic image of him driving around in a Jeep instead of a fancy car. That just goes to show how down to earth he was. And when he won, he didn't just move into Malacanang Palace and put on airs. No, sir. He kept it real by wearing simple clothes and living a modest lifestyle. Speaking of keeping it real, did you know that Magsaysay was known as the Jeep President? Yep, that's right. He was the first president to travel extensively around the country. Not in a luxurious car, but in a humble Jeep. He wanted to see the country and its people up close and personal, not from the comfort of a fancy car. Magsaysay believed that the president should be accessible to all, not just the elite few. And let us not forget that he was the first president to open the doors of Malacanang Palace to the public. Ordinary citizens could walk through those gates and talk to him directly. Now that's what I call breaking the mold. And then there's the tragic end to his story. On March 17, 1957, Magsaysay boarded a small plane with only one journalist, Nestor Mata, for a short flight to a nearby town. What's rare about this is that he had no security detail with him, which is pretty unheard of for a sitting president. But that was Magsaysay for you, always trusting his gut and taking risks. Unfortunately, the plane crashed and both Magsaysay and the pilot were killed. But the story doesn't end there. Mata survived the crash and became the only eyewitness to Magsaysay's final hours. He shared his story with the nation and the world, giving us a glimpse into the heart and mind of a great leader. So there you have it, folks, the uncommon tale of Ramon Magsaysay, a president who was a mechanic, a soldier, a reformer, and above all, a champion of the people. His life and death continue to inspire generations of Filipinos, and we can all learn a thing or two from this extraordinary leader. Until next time, keep those brain cells active, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.